Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to do an overview and demo of Microsoft Copilot at copilot.microsoft.com. And this is kind of like ChatGPT. And in fact, Microsoft is a big investor in ChatGPT, or the company OpenAI. But Copilot is kind of Microsoft's own thing, and it's worth trying out. I think it's quite a good chatbot, and in this video, I'm going to show you what it's like. So I asked it a complicated question. A simple but complicated question. Describe the process of photosynthesis in plants, and it gave a great answer. It says photosynthesis is the incredible process by which plants, algae, and some bacteria convert light energy into chemical energy, allowing them to produce their own food. And I think it gave a really great, it's a pretty short answer, but I think it's a great answer. So it talks about glucose. This is the chemical formula for glucose. This is the chemical formula for carbon dioxide and water. And it's a short answer, but it's pretty good. And you can give it a thumbs up or thumbs down if it's a good or bad response. I'm going to say it's a good response. And then you can also copy the message, or you can even share it. Let's try sharing it. Click on this. So you can copy the link. And then that's what the link looks like, for example. And then I'm going to open it in a new incognito window. Okay, so this is an incognito window. It means I'm not logged in, but this is what it might look like if you share a prompt and output with someone, and I think that's quite useful. Okay, and back to this here. You can also copy the output. This will copy it to Markdown. So if I copied it like that, you see it looks like Markdown text. But you can use a website and use, for example, Google Docs to get it, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so again, you can copy the output like this, copy the Markdown, then you can use a website like markdown2html.com. You can copy that, and then you can go into a new Google Doc and paste it like so, and then you can copy the output into a Google Doc. Okay, and I think that's very useful. And now let's go over generating images. So I previously made an image of this. Create an image. I said, create an image of a dog playing with a tennis ball in Antarctica. And I think it's very realistic, and you're able to download it. And then I also gave it the image of, create an image of a cat playing in the Amazon jungle, and the cat is fighting a huge anaconda. And I think this is very smart because it gave a reason for the anaconda to fight. It looks like the cat maybe is, the anaconda thinks it's a threat to one of its babies. So that takes a lot of thought, actually. And it knows what an anaconda is. It knows what a jungle is. Similarly here, it knows what Antarctica is. Now I want to generate another image. Let's say generate an image of a bird hunting fish in the ocean. I'd like to know what it thinks this looks like. So a bird hunting fish in the ocean. If you watch animal documentaries, you might see something like this. So this, I don't know how realistic this is. This looks like an eagle, a bald eagle. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I think that looks cool though. And then let's try downloading this. So you can download it, and I'll download it. And notice it gave it a very good name. It didn't just say image.jpg. It actually gives it a good name. A bird hunting fish in the ocean. And this is the downloaded PNG file. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Not super realistic because it doesn't really look hunting, but I do like it. I do like it. Maybe in several iterations, it could get better and better. All right, now let's try one more. Let's try a hippo fighting a crocodile, let's see, in the polar at the North Pole. Okay, this would never happen, at least now. The North Pole is too cold for them, hippos and crocodiles, I think. But I'd like to know, this is using some imagination. I'd like to know what it looks like, a hippo fighting a crocodile at the North Pole. And yeah, I think that looks quite good actually. And look, it looks like a hippo baby, and there's some birds, and this does look like they're on some icebergs or just slabs of ice. So I think that's quite good. And let's download that and see what it looks like. Okay, so I think this image does look quite good. I like it a lot. For some reason, I don't know what this is. Maybe the crocodile bit off part of the hippo? Maybe. I don't really know what that is. I think that looks pretty cool. And this looks like a hippo baby, so it gives a reason for them to be fighting. I think that looks super cool. And I'm not sure what this is. This might be another hippo. So maybe this is a hippo mother protecting her babies. I'm not sure. But I think this looks very cool. So part of the reason I like this is, one, it's imaginative. Two, it would never happen in real life, at least in our current state of the Earth. Maybe this happened millions of years ago. I don't know. Where in the North Pole maybe is much warmer or something. Anyway, I think this looks really cool. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so I just showed you generating 2 images, and previously I had generated 2 additional images. And yeah, so we've got a bird hunting fish, and then we have a hippo fighting a crocodile, and I think that looks super cool. And interestingly, it gives these options. I think this is really cool. How would hippos and crocodiles behave in cold climates? And that's an interesting question to ask. I'd like to know. Hippos and crocodiles are not naturally adapted to cold climates as they thrive in warm environments. So it gives a good answer as to how they would respond. And I like that it gave the crocodile or alligator emoji, it gave the hippo emoji, and it gave, I think that's a snowflake, symbol of snow or cold emoji. And it says they are highly unlikely to naturally inhabit or survive in cold environments like the North Pole. Okay, so that's fantastic. Now let's use it. So if we close this here, you can see the sidebar goes away. And then on the side, we can see previous things we've asked it. Now let's ask it a new one. Now one thing I forgot to mention is that we have the option to ask it a quick response, so 2 to 3 seconds, or we can ask it to think deeper, better for more complex topics. So for example, let's say, teach me techniques for how to get a job within 2 to 3 months. Now instead of don't give generic, okay. So let's say, for example, I already have a resume. Now I want it to think deeper, so this is kind of like if you use DeepSeek R1 or ChatGPT O1. It gives a more, potentially a smarter model, but it takes longer. So we can ask that. And let's see here. So it's giving a pretty thorough answer. So clarify your goals and pinpoint your niche. Fine-tune your resume and online presence. Proactive networking. Structured and disciplined job search strategy. So I think this is a great ideas. And you can use it, for example, for yourself to look for a job. And let's say, for example, I'm doing something else. I am studying Spanish every day with Duolingo. How can I get fluent in Spanish within 2 years? I want to pass C1 or C2 level exams. So I'd like to be effectively close to being not a native speaker, but at least, let's say 80% as good as a native speaker. So let's see what gives some ideas for getting fluent in Spanish within 2 years. I've studied it for a while, but I haven't really, I don't know, maybe not done it in a systematic enough way. So yeah, this gives a great plan. Solidify. Yeah, this is actually a fantastic way. So you can use Copilot for even learning a language. So it's an ambitious but certainly attainable if you strategically integrate diversified learning methods, immerse yourself in the language, and receive regular feedback. Consistency is key. Make your study multifaceted by balancing structured learning with organic language exposure. Speaking. So I think these are great ideas. So we'll go back here. So Copilot is a really great chatbot. It's kind of like ChatGPT, and as I mentioned, Microsoft is an investor in OpenAI, which is the company that makes ChatGPT. But Copilot is basically Microsoft's own thing, and I think it's worth using. If I use many different AI models, but I think Copilot is worth trying out. So in this video, I showed you asking a complicated question, for example, about photosynthesis. It gave a great answer. I showed generating some images, and some of them are highly unrealistic. This is not realistic. Oh, actually, it could be. Someone could bring their dog to Antarctica, maybe, but this is probably not realistic at all. I mean, it's cartoonish, and this is probably never going to happen, at least the way the Earth is right now. So I love that it's imaginative, and it can make images that would never happen in real life. And then I asked it questions about job and learning a language. So Copilot, I think, is quite good and worth checking out. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please subscribe or follow this channel, and see you in the next one. Thank you.